sit next to each other.
I know, and it's all weird.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us on Talk to Them. I am your host, Kennitha Wade.
And I'm your other host, Renauda Mitchell.
And today we're just going to talk about life.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about life as a parent and failures and whatever else we want to talk about. It's just going to be an open discussion.
However it come out.
Yeah. But our check-in, as you know, we always start off with our check-in and what it's been like for this week. And for me, this week it's been enlightening. You know, when you think that you're like at a certain level of accepting something, and then there are certain things that happen and you start questioning stuff, and it's like, okay, maybe I'm not where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not exactly there yet. I got some work to do, and kind of thinking about that. And then my children,
Mm-hmm.
we'll talk about that. I had a moment where I had some freedom just out of the blue, which is, weird. Like, most of the time when you have free time, it's planned out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It don't come out of nowhere. Not when
or
you
it's
have,
not real.
Yeah.
You forgot something.
Right. Or as soon as you start to get comfortable in it,
Mm-hmm.
then somebody calls you and asks you to come pick them up
Mm-hmm.
because your kids are ready to come home.
Right. And you just drop them off.
Facts. And so yesterday I kind of had a day like that where I had a lot of freedom, and I was like, this is weird. I don't know what to do with myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was the only one home. And when you have when there's always 6 people in the house and a cat and a turtle, being home with the cat and the turtle is just weird, because the cat is bothering me, and I'm like, nobody should be here. It's just me. Like, I should be able to just chill, but the house is too quiet,
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I've gotten so used to people just always being around.
Yeah.
And so it's strange to be home by myself. And then I just question, like, what would single, no children Kennitha do? And I was like, wait, I don't think I ever had a moment as an adult really being without children and without the responsibility of taking care of a family.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it was an interesting realization yesterday. It had me in a whole tailspin about a whole lot of things. So my mind has kind of been on just like focusing on me and trying to really do what's best for me. So fitness has been a big focus, and not eating fast food. And I get so upset with myself every time I'm like, I'm going to just go to Wendy's. And then later I'm like, I didn't need to go there. I don't know why I do. That's like self-sabotage.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so it's been a lot of reflecting on that for me this week. So it's been interesting. How's your week been?
My week was good. Same old work. Oh no, my daughter was sick. So there was that, but she's feeling better. She just, it takes her a little time to recover, and I just worked and did what, it was a regular week, except for well, I'll respond to this and then I'll talk about that. But being single as an adult with no kids, I did it in most of my 20s, is it like there's no responsibility to anything. Now you feel like you're good and you're being responsible and you got all this stuff going on, and I'm not saying you don't, but like adding kids to your life is a whole different level of responsibility. And then you got to find time with no time. You have to adjust to like quadrupling your load without any time to adjust. You know what I'm saying? And you got to just figure it out, right? It's weird because I remember a time where I was just like, I'm gonna go to the casino. And then I just got up and went to the casino. You know what I'm saying? And as it not like, the casino in my city. I'm talking about I done drove from Portland to Tacoma because me and my cousin Kima decided we wanted to go to the casino. And thinking about, if I wanted to go to the casino today, right now, what all I had to do just to get there. There is no, I'm gonna go to California for the weekend. I'll call in on Monday. It's fine, or whatever. You like, no, what am I gonna do with these kids? Is it in the budget? Blah 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 blah. And some people are budgeters, but in my 20s, I absolutely was not. If it costs $302 and I had $303, I was going.
Okay.
I could have had 300 and 250. I was going to be there.
Okay, then.
If that's what I wanted to do. But it is a weird contrast not having kids as an adult to having them. And then I can't imagine never having that time to at least try and be outside without kids.
Yeah, I graduated high school. I was older than most. I graduated at 19. And then I went to college. I went straight to college. And then after college, I went to beauty school and I got pregnant. So by the time I got done with beauty school, I started working in a shop and taking care of my son. And that was my introduction to being an adult. It was never freedom. So yeah, now when I find it, I'm like, that's weird. I have realized I've never had that. I've always been in a relationship or I've always been a parent, at least. But, never without either of those. I had a period of time where I was just a single mom for a long time, and that was fine, but still had the responsibility of my son. So yeah, it's just an interesting realization.
It is.
It is. Because I wanted to be like, okay, I ain't got to think. I don't got these kids. My husband ain't here. Whatever. I'm at home. I'm gonna act like an adult with no kids. And I was like, what would an adult with no kids do right now? And I was like, well, my house probably wouldn't look like this because these kids did this. I didn't do that. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to just go ahead and clean the kitchen because then I went grocery shopping and I cleaned the kitchen and I made dinner. And then I realized I don't know how to cook small. I made this big old pot of spaghetti.
That is hard.
And I'm the only one home. And I'm like, well, they'll eat it when they get home. But I'm like, it'll be useful. But I was just cracking up laughing at myself yesterday as I was realizing every little thing I did, how much of it was, determined by my family. And thinking about my kids, they ain't thinking about nothing about my house. They are living a life at my cousin's house. My husband is thinking about himself wherever he's at. And me, the only thing on my mind is how I got to clean the house because the kids ain't here. I got to do the laundry while ain't nobody here. And I got to pay some bills. And it's like, I never get that time to just be me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I forgot what I was going to say about that. But I'm going to go ahead into the rest of my week, how my week started, which was last week it was Kennitha's birthday. And we left here and she knew we were going to go get pedicures, but we had a surprise for her. So I had to stall her out a little bit. And so we left here and I was like, let's go get some burritos from the place where we go get burritos almost every Sunday afterwards.
And what she said was, well, our pedicure don't start so we might as well go get something to eat.
Okay. That is what I said. And she was like, okay. And I was like, okay, that was easy. And then, because I didn't tell her what time our pedicures were. I didn't call and schedule no pedicure. Every time we leave here, I'll be like, y'all got time for 2 pedicures?
I said, did you schedule ahead of time? Yeah.
I did.
I guess I wasn't specific on what I asked about.
I did call and schedule when we left the other place. So, anyways, we went and ate. And then I was sitting there and I was like, well, we still got a little bit more time. Can you make a run with me real quick? Can you follow me up to this place real quick? And she was just like, okay. I was like, okay, that was easy. So we're driving and she calls me and I said, can I call you right back? I had to ignore the text because if I was talking to her, she would have found out what we was doing because I can't hold water like that. So we're driving.
Said, okay, I'll just ride in silence. I'll just put on some music then.
Listen, and I made it seem like I was on the phone with somebody and I wasn't. But we're just driving and driving. We passed the airport exit and I'm like, okay, is she gonna say something? If she didn't say nothing, we're just riding. I'm like, okay. So we just going because I was like, oh, it's close. It's just 15 minutes away. I just need to make a run real quick. And she didn't ask me no questions. She didn't say like, oh, are you gonna pick something up or are you like, I don't know. She didn't ask me any questions. And then when we started going over the bridge, she still didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, cool. She just riding. And then you said you was thinking what?
I was like, what are we doing in Vancouver? And
Okay.
I just said, whatever. Like, she needed to go do something. I'm just following her. I don't really care what it is. But I was like, I don't know what she's going to pick up in Vancouver, because that's what she said. Can you go with me? I need to go pick something up real quick. Sure, I'll follow you. I don't need to ask no questions, because, like, whatever. I'm just down.
But in my head, because I know that I'm deceiving her, I'm sitting here thinking like
She's gonna know.
She's gonna know. She's probably wondering what I'm doing. She's gonna ask all these questions.
I'm like, no, I don't need to ask no questions. I also know it's my birthday.
Okay.
You know, not that I thought she was taking me somewhere because of that, because I thought we really was going to pick something up. We was going to get our pedicure until we pulled into the parking lot. And I was like, okay, it's a laundromat.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a bar, and there was a massage place, and then something else. And I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to this massage place. I don't really care where we're going. I got to pee.
And she got out. She's like, what are we doing? I said, oh, we about to do laundry. It was the only thing there. But yeah, so we went and we got massages.
Mm-hmm.
That was interesting. The massage was good, but my muscles hurt so bad like that next day.
Mm-hmm.
But I needed that like deep tissue work. So
that elbow right in the back of your the middle of your shoulder blades.
Whoa. Yeah, it was a real good massage. And then so her cousin the day before was inviting somebody to her birthday dinner. And so she overheard that something was going on at 6:00, but she didn't know what. And then so she asked me, what was that, on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
You asked me no, I think it was Saturday, because at the paint and sip, you asked me.
Oh yeah, because I went out to eat with Jenny and Ray Ray.
6. Mm-hmm. We supposed to be going out to eat, and I was like, I said, you ain't invited me out nowhere to eat with y'all. And she was like, like, so she's looking at me now like she knows everything. So just FYI, I'm not a good liar, and I get nervous. So when I start lying to people in my head, they know everything, and I need to figure out how to avoid them. But she keeps looking at me like, mm-hmm. And I was like, well, maybe y'all going out to seafood. That's why he didn't invite me and my kids, because we're all allergic. And so anyway, all that's going on background. That's just backstory. And then we get massages. We leave the massage place. We go get our pedicures.
Mm-hmm.
And by this time, we're just melted butter. So it's like, it's time to go take a nap, blah, blah, blah. While we're doing all this, G's at the house prepping food and getting people to come over and stuff like that. And she's like, I think I want to take a nap. I was like, me too. I hella need a nap. Because we started that day, if y'all watched the last one, at the gym. Mm-hmm. Then we podcasted. Then after that, this is the rest of what happened. So she's like, yeah, I want to take a nap. I'm like, yeah, go ahead, go take a nap, blah, blah, blah. She's like, or maybe I should go paint. And I was like, no, just go ahead, take a nap. I'll take a nap too. We like need to go relax after the day we had.
She said, I'll join you in an hour. I said, yeah. If I nap, it ain't going to be for no hour.
And then I was like, well, whenever you wake up, let me know. And me and the kids will come over and paint with you. And she's like, okay. And then she leaves. When we leave, I tried to go to sleep. I got like 35 minutes of sleep. Then I was like, fuck, I got to get up and get this juice and this cake. So me and my kids is getting ready and stuff like that. We were supposed to be there at 6. And I called him at like 6:40 and was like, did y'all get started yet? And he's like, no, she's still asleep. Or she just getting up or something like that.
Yeah, I just woke up.
And then when we got to her house, she was like, you can't be here. We're having seafood. But it's funny because I was like, what, I never lied. I said, G never invited us out to eat with y'all. We already had the planned. And then she was like, oh, it's such a nice impromptu birthday situation. I was like, that was not impromptu. That whole day was catered. Me and G had a conversation like, oh, he was like, I want to cook dinner or whatever, and I was like, I wonder if she want to paint. And I was like, she might not want to paint because we just had the painting set the day before, and I was like, nah, she probably want to paint. And G was like, well, we'll just have it out and ready to go just in case. And then when we're leaving there, she's like, I want to go take a nap and then paint. And I was like, oh, okay.
I planned on painting. Then we ended up painting all these.
On painting.
Everybody painted all the canvases. We didn't have enough paint brushes. That's why I said it wasn't.
We figured it out.
It wasn't planned, but I went and bought more paint brushes after that to keep at my house because apparently I need more than just.
I didn't even think about that.
Although I had enough for everybody.
There's enough brushes, but not enough brushes for everybody to have
variation.
All kinds of brushes.
Right.
But yeah, so that was fun. That was a nice, relaxing, fun day.
Yeah. Let me tell y'all my take.
Okay.
On the take. So that was the first weekend that we went to the gym on the weekend. We haven't been to the gym on the weekend in a long time. Like a long time. But we started off in the gym, which was good. We got here just in time for Debbie to show up. We had a great podcast last week. Debbie had me cracking up the whole time. And then, she asked us to let's go get a burrito before we go because there was too much time between the time we got done podcasting and the time our appointment was, according to her. So
which was true.
We went and got a burrito. And then she said, can you follow me somewhere? Because I need to go pick something up. And I was like, okay, whatever. I don't need to ask no questions. And then when I called her and she sent me the message, I was like, oh, okay. Is she on the phone with somebody? Like, what is that? Nope. Okay, fine. I'll just listen to music while I drive, wondering why the hell we going to Vancouver. And then we get in there for the massage and they put us in our rooms early.
Yes.
And then we start talking and cracking up. We got in trouble.
We did.
I felt like we got scolded.
Yeah.
Because they came in there and told us to be quiet. Because
there's a massage next door.
Right. But what was funny to me is that when they started our massage, those people next door started doing the same thing we did. They start cracking up and talking. And so somebody had to go
they
tell
them there's a massage next door.
And I had a lady and Renauda had this guy. And they gave a pretty decent massage. I know. They did. It was good for me. I needed that. I could do that every week. I mean, if I could afford to, I would definitely do that every week. Because I think that was the most relaxing birthday, even though it was busy as I don't know what.
It was.
It was the busiest day I've had in a long time, but it was all things I wanted to do.
Right.
So it was good. The gym I wanted to do, the podcast I wanted to do, eating, I ate half my burrito and that was it. And then the massage, I definitely needed that. Could have went longer.
Man.
And then the pedicure. We were just chilling. I felt like the lady who did my pedicure gave me an extra massage or something. Because I was like, you doing a good job, girl. She was like, okay, I'm going to keep it going. Yes, keep it going.
That's funny.
Yeah. Then I honestly, after the massage, I thought about stopping to get something to eat. I was going to stop and get me some steak.
Oh.
I was like, I want some steak right now, but I'm also tired. I'm going to just go home and take a nap. And so I did. I went home. I took a nap. I think we left her about 2:30. And I went home and went to sleep. Now, when I nap, I fall asleep. It is not like a 15, 30-minute nap. I'm going to be asleep for about 2+ hours.
It's like putting a baby down.
Yeah, let me sleep because I'm tired. And so I did. I went home. I went to sleep. And I started getting annoyed because at 6:00, apparently people started showing up to my house. And they thought since they was there that I needed to be up entertaining or something. I don't know. I was like, somebody came and knocked on my door while I was sleeping, woke me up, and I was instantly irritated. Like, what the fuck are you waking me up for? And then somebody else came, and I was like, what the hell? Listen, just because y'all came over here on my birthday don't mean I got to get up and come out there and entertain you. Like, that's not... To me, today was about me. I don't care about what else. I want to take a nap. Right. And if I want to keep sleeping, I'm going to keep sleeping. And then after a while, I was like, I guess I got to get up and go out there. And so I did. And I was like, okay. Hi, y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. My daughter was there.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen her in forever. My oldest daughter and my sister and my cousin. And I was like, okay.
Hey, brother.
Yeah. Well, he came. Yeah. But at first, that's all who was there.
Oh.
Yeah, my brother did come. Him and his girlfriend came. And then you guys showed up. It was cool. It was a good vibe. Everybody painted.
Mm-hmm.
We all hung out. Got to see everybody's different level of expertise in the paint. And
Is she better than all the rest of us, and she makes people feel bad about themselves?
I do not. That is a personal
She
thing.
doesn't verbally do it. It's just your painting next to hers. You'd be like, oh. She has like lighting and shadows in her painting, and the rest of us just have paint in our paintings.
See, I'm trying to learn how to use shadows because I think that's how you make your paintings look realistic. A little more.
And the rest of us are not sitting here even thinking about lighting in our paintings.
That ain't my fault. See, I encourage everybody. I'm like, I don't care what it look like. If you got not even one whole layer of paint on your painting, you got spots of your canvas I can see, oh well.
Okay.
Cool, that's what's up. I like it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. The more people practice, the more you realize you got to cover the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. With a little bit thicker layer of paint. But that's okay.
She do be in there low key teaching people like whatever you've learned and you've like practiced and made it like whatever. People be asking you questions and you be like, well, you just blah blah blah, and they be like, okay, and they be trying.
That's what Ari said. Ari was like, I'm learning.
I be I was like, oh, that looks good. She was like, I be trying. I was like, yeah, you do. It looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The only one I know is the skin tone trick because a friend, used to be a friend of mine, I guess, told me how to like make the skin warmer or cooler and stuff like that, but or more brown or less brown, like what your actual tones.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the buck stops with me. I got one little piece of information.
I think it helps when you're looking at an actual picture because you can see all the shading in the picture and you just copy what it is you see.
You say that like people just know how to copy that.
I mean, when I look at something, it just sticks out to me.
Okay, so that right there is the difference between how you paint and how other people paint. You just see the shadows and then you copy that. Okay.
I'm like, everybody don't see the shadows. You know, I can point it out.
I see them. So there's a shadow. Do I just put lightly dip my brush in black and wipe it on the thing and then just go like that? No. That's not how you do a shadow.
You do the whole skin tone and then you add a little brown, or you might add a little bit of something just a little bit darker than the skin tone. You still use that same color, just make it a tiny bit darker and then a tiny darker. Yeah. Yep. It's fun.
See what I'm talking about?
But that was the first time I painted a face without like drawing the face first, because I just had a head shape with hair and shoulders. And then yesterday I covered up her whole face and I'm starting over because I didn't like it.
Because somebody who just paints knows that, right?
Yeah, because it
you
didn't
can
look.
just cover up the whole face.
Was painting.
I wouldn't think that. I think I'm gonna throw this one away and start over. I wouldn't think. Let me erase her face.
Yeah, it's just
with paint.
You just cover it up and paint over it.
Right. Somebody who paints knows that.
Now you know that.
Okay, now I got two things I can tell you.
Yep. You can just paint over it. Not like crayons. You know, when you coloring in a book, whatever color, you can't just color over a color and it's going to be the new color because they're going to blend together. But paint, once it's dry, you just paint over it and they won't blend. Now you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
Yeah, I was painting last night. I was like, what should I do in my free time since I'm a single adult with no kids today? And so I was painting.
Right.
And working on business stuff because, you know, that's what we do. And laundry. And
there's always
running
laundry.
the dishwasher. I was upset with my children on Thursday. So, you know, they're supposed to be cleaning the house. We're going to talk about my daughter in a minute and her messy bedroom. But they're supposed to clean the house. And Thursday, I don't remember what I was doing, but I was tired. And so by the time I got home, it's like, I'm ready to go to bed. But y'all know how to clean up after yourselves. It's called integrity.
Right.
I ain't got to be standing there watching you and tell you to wash your dish you just got done eating with. You should automatically do it, even if I'm not there to tell you that.
Right.
And it's frustrating as a parent that kids don't do that. But yesterday, when I got home, I'm like, all these dishes in the sink. And I look at my messages and I sent them a message and I talked about how I cleaned out the sink Thursday night. And when I woke up Friday morning, there was dishes in the sink. Don't know whose they were. I'd appreciate them being taken care of, but a couple of the kids didn't have school. So they were home. So when I got off work on Friday, I had to go get my kids, take them where they was going, get all ready because 2 Cent open mic started back Friday evening. So it was kind of like a rush to get everything done because I wanted to attend. And so when I got back home, I hadn't been home since Friday morning. And to see all these, the sink was full of dishes. And I was just like, how rude. And the dishwasher was either clean or it was loaded. Like, all you had to do is stick the dishes in there. That's it. Rinse off your dish, stick it in the dishwasher. That's all you got to do. You don't have to wash it by hand. And nobody did that. So when I got home yesterday, the first Friday, I was like, I ain't doing they dishes. And then last night, I was like, okay, because I want a clean kitchen and I want to cook something, I'm going to go ahead and do all these dishes and put all the dishes away and clean the counters and clean the floor and set it up how I want to cook. Because who likes to cook in a dirty kitchen? I don't. I can't stand to cook in a dirty kitchen. But my children are a little bit disrespectful. And so I think...
You know it on the head with that integrity thing, because it's like, why do I have to stand here and tell you to do this? You know you're supposed to do it. And you're not going to do it unless I'm standing here telling you to do it. That's what we got going on. I'm like, okay. Then y'all going to be frustrated because I'm sitting here saying, get this, get that, pick up this, pick up that. Don't forget this, don't forget that. Because you act like you don't know how to do nothing unless I'm telling you. So if you want me to stop having to tell you at every turn what to do, then just get up and do it.
Do your part. That's it. But I had a moment. I was like, I'm going to eat some ice cream.
Okay.
Just because. So I ain't going to eat no more fast food, but I bought ice cream. And I came home and I put it in a bowl and I got some scoop of some Rocky Road. And then I wanted some of the strawberry. And I almost took the scooper and went from the Rocky Road to the strawberry. And I stopped myself. I said, what the heck am I doing? That's lazy. Right? That's what I talk about with the kids. Like, don't do that. Yeah. So I washed it off. But I was like, but I really probably would have done that and then be mad later about whatever, cross-contamination or something. And I was like, but I got to have integrity with everything I do myself, you know? And so that's when I started reflecting on how many things do I do that when ain't nobody looking, I do this or that instead of the right thing. And really thinking about that, like, I got to hold myself accountable too. Because when the kids do it, I'll be on their head, like, don't do that. But then here I was just about to do the same thing. And so it was just an interesting day to kind of reflect on my own actions and holding myself accountable and my own integrity and realizing that our kids are watching us and they do a lot of what they see us do. So, you know, we have to think about that. Like Debbie said, your kids watching you.
Yeah. I wonder, like, I'd really have to think about that. I mean, I know there's got to be something, right? But off the top of my head, I can't think, like, but now I'm going to be very aware, like, if I'm doing something and I'm like, oh, ain't nobody here to do, who going to check me? Ain't nobody here to check me. So let me just, now that's going to be in my mind so I can take inventory on how often I do that. That's interesting. I'm going to keep that.
You know, when you drink out the juice container, stick it back in the fridge.
Right.
Or something like that. You're like, you know what? Yeah, that's not, no.
Yeah. I'm going to ask them not to do dumb shit like this when I'm doing it.
Right. Even I do it. You know what I mean? So I understand. But yeah, being an example for our kids, I think that's just been, and then yesterday also, I found myself being worried about other people's whereabouts. And it's like, I mean, I understand, you know, why sometimes other people's whereabouts is first thing on my mind. But at the same time, like, I need to focus on me. At the end of the day, I think that's all I need to really focus on is myself. And it was like, instead of being worried about that, what's something Kennitha wants to do? Go to the gym. What's something Kennitha wants to do? I really want to get in shape. I want to focus on my health. And so like shifting my mindset to really just focus on me has been a constant reminder for myself. Like, whenever I find myself thinking about what somebody else is doing, stopping that and thinking about what I want to be doing for my own self.
That's good too. I guess I feel like there's times where I am like, whoa, like, okay. When it's like, you know what? Nope. But I've been on that without thinking that out loud, without that narrative to it. Been kind of on that, like, okay, well, like, you know, or like you reach out or whatever, they seem abnormally busy or something. You're like, that's how it's been. Like, okay, well, whenever you're not busy, you know, whatever. Instead of being like, I wonder what they got going on. Da 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 da. Nope. I decided I want to finish this show. I've been trying to finish 3 shows at one time.
Okay then.
So they're in like a ranking of priority. Like one, I was watching a couple seasons of it. And so I'm like casually watching that one. And the other 2, one came out last week, their second season. And then the other one, the second season came out this week. So I had a couple more shows on the second one when the third one came out. And I was like, okay, let me finish this one first. Like, and that's what I've been doing with my time. Like literally what I want to do. I want to finish these shows. I want to rearrange this or organize that or writing out different design ideas for rooms in my head, like, or, you know, taking them out of my head and putting them somewhere and focusing on, you know, business and growing it and what it looks like. And that's what I've been doing in all that time, where it's like either, I don't want to say like it should be out of sight, out of mind, because you should have some thought towards folks, but like not too deep into it. You know, unless it's my kids, because I need to make sure y'all alive and not kidnapped and like all that good stuff. And even then, it's not a 24/7 thought process. It's okay, I know they're at home, or I know they're at school, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever. But filling those gaps with what I want and feel like I need to do. It's been good too. It's been relaxing. Because that stretches across all kinds of people, right? Or like having family or friends that are out here, you know, on drugs or whatever, like really stressing about, are they okay? I wonder what's going on with them. Or, you know, I haven't heard from someone in a long time, just stressing about it. Like, I'm not going to do that. If they wasn't okay, I'm sure I would have found out by now. Or like, it just feels good to be like, no, I'm going to, you know, if they cross my mind, oh, I wish them well, you know, because they crossed my mind, but I'm not about to.
It's an interesting shift. I know I was messing with somebody we call Coach. It's my son's basketball coach. I haven't seen her in a long time, and we used to hang out. And I was like, I ain't heard from you. And I was just joking. And she was like, the phone go 2 ways. And I was like, I know that response. But like, but I truly was just joking. Like, you know, I can't stand when people say that to me in a serious tone. Like, why you ain't called me?
Right. Like,
well, the phone does work 2 ways.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you have no idea how busy my life is. And if you are upset because I didn't come do something for you, or I haven't reached out to you, you haven't reached out to me either. So let's start there.
I do say that in a joking manner. Like, it may not sound like a joke, because you know how people say I am or we are or whatever. But like, if I ever say that, it's completely a joke, because yeah, you ain't called me, you ain't said it. I guess I'm not your friend no more. Like, just joking with people. I know very much so that like I also ain't called. This is me calling us out. Like, we haven't, not calling us out like in a bad way either. Like, dang, we're not good at being friends, but shit, life be lifing. And I'm aware of that, but it's just a joke. But when people really be like, you ain't called me, you ain't been, like, okay. Even the people, because this don't exclude them, even the people who have called you or whatever, like, okay, I have a friend who, for some reason, every time he's called me recently has been at a bad time. And then, you know, life start lifing, and I forgot that you called because you called at a bad time. Well, how come you ain't called me back? Da-da-da-da. Well, obviously, I've been busy. I am sorry. I don't know what to do with that.
Right. Make you feel bad, but at the same time, what people don't know is like what's really going on in other people's lives. I just assume you got enough on your plate, or you have enough things going on in your life that keep you over there. So if you know that you have enough going on in your life keeping you over there, why do you not realize that I have enough in my life keeping me over here?
Right.
And I think people see you out and it's like, okay, yeah, I'll go to a sip and paint or I'll go do an event or something that we're doing. But most of the time, my time is spent driving my kids around after work. And so it's not like I get a lot of that free time.
But that free time be business stuff for
right.
us.
And that's not free
that
time.
It's not fun, but it's not free time because this is a production.
Right. Mm-hmm. We doing
like we don't have real free time. That I had to plan. Me and G was planning our free time on your birthday for like a month and some change.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, we don't just get free time.
Yeah.
Not like that. And like I said, I don't know if I said this on the podcast or what, but free time usually means you forgetting something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not real.
Many times
I did say that earlier today.
I got something to do. I feel like I got something to do this weekend. She'll be like, I feel like we got something to do too. Man. It's like well, if we miss it together, we know that we tried. I don't know.
Right. Something. I don't know.
Somebody remind me, what was I supposed to do? And I know like Auntie Tammy called me this week and she wanted me to come over and help her put some clocks together. Uh-huh. And she wants me to help her take off some fabric off her couch. And I'm totally down for it. But at the same time, I got to do it when I got the free time. Like I don't have free time today or tomorrow, but I'll come when I have some. And so yesterday, since I had free time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to the gym. I'm gonna go do the first Saturday breakfast that I do. Mm-hmm. That I was there a little longer than I want to. And then afterwards, I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go grocery shopping, and then I'll stop by Auntie Tammy's on my way home and see if I can help her. And so I called when I was on my way, and she didn't know my plan. Mm-hmm. But I called and left her a message like, Auntie Tammy, I'm on my way. Hopefully you're home. And she called me back. And she was like, oh, baby, I already had somebody else do it. Thank you. And I was like, oh, dang, did I take too long? You know, part of me is like, did I take too long? I really didn't take too long. I didn't have any free time before right now. But okay, well, that works too. Because she wasn't like irritated, like you never showed up or nothing. But it was like, dang, I felt bad. Like I wanted to come do that for you. But at the same time, I don't have free time like that. Like I have to find it. Yeah. And so I went to show up. She's like, I dropped them eggs. She bought us some eggs. Oh,
that was a nice thing to do.
Yeah, because when I was at the store yesterday, I debated. I seen these at $8.50 or something for an 18 count. And I said, this is ridiculous. The cost of eggs. Like it's insane to me. And I haven't bought eggs in I don't know how long because I've been protesting. Mm-hmm. I was like, these kids eat eggs every single day, and they have no idea how much eggs cost or what it takes to make them available. And so Auntie Tammy gave us like 3 dozen eggs. I was, thank you, Auntie Tammy, but I had bought some at the store too. Mm-hmm. So now we got eggs, but I bet you when they come home, they might last a week.
Man, so speaking of grocery stores.
Oh, yes.
And I shouldn't have did this because I knew better. And I was like, on Friday, I was supposed to go to the grocery store because that was like by the time I got done with work and, kids are settled in, blah, blah. I was like, okay, I'm going to go to the grocery store. Had some running to do for 2 cents. Like she said, the open mic started back. But I was like, I'm going to get all this done. Well, I didn't really have running to do for 2 cents. I wanted to buy something to wear. And then somebody called me a broke bitch and said that I didn't have no money.
I did not use that language.
She did. It hurt. I
absolutely did not. And if you know me, you know that ain't true.
What'd she say? What'd you say?
No, we can't afford that. You can't afford that. That's what I said.
Same thing, right?
Not at all.
I don't know what the hell you going to Ross for anyway. You ain't got no money.
We ain't got no money for that.
Like, because we've been complaining about, I ain't got money for that. I ain't got money for that. But I'm going to go to Ross and I'm going to have money for that.
I'm like, nope.
It was going to be like $10.
She was like, dang. I was like, my bad. I sound like your mama. I'm just saying.
Find something in your
the
closet.
Responsible me is like, you got some clothes in the closet. No, yes, you do. You get dressed every day. You get dressed every weekend. Mm-hmm. She got clothes in the closet.
They're not in the closet.
Now you see how full my closet. I know because I'd be like, dang, I ain't got nothing to wear. I got a whole closet with 2 layers of clothes packed from left to right. I ain't got nothing to wear. No, I got something to wear. You got something to wear too.
It hurt. But I don't know what I did. And this is my like normal struggle is I'll have so much time left to do stuff. And then I got 4 minutes to get there. And so I was like, oh shit, like I don't have time. Let me hurry up, get dressed, blah, 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 blah. Could not go grocery shopping. So I was like, okay, fine. I'll get up early on Saturday and do it. But for some reason, when I got home from Tucson, I went to sleep from, I don't know, like 2 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock. And I was like, that's not right, right? Like, that was a lot of hours of sleep. I don't normally get sleep like that. But like I said, with my daughter being sick, like it was like a little bit of a week. I don't sleep well when she's not feeling well. Well, with either one of my kids, but especially her because of her asthma. But so I was like, fine, let's go to the grocery store. It's like 3 o'clock. But we're not just going to the grocery store. We have some other running to do before we get to the grocery store. We get to Winco and everybody in there, except for like maybe 2 people, had carts full of food. And I was
Which
like,
one did you go to?
102nd.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, you know what? We shouldn't have come here. But we needed groceries. And then they said that it was going to snow. And when you say it's going to snow in the Portland metro area, people start tripping. And on top of that, if you add that they're having a hard time bringing in certain groceries, and then people are in here still not stealing but buying all the food because they scared it's gonna snow. That makes a scarcity in the damn grocery stores. And I'm sitting here looking for cabbage. Ain't nobody got no cabbage nowhere. And all my kids want is for me to make a batch of cabbage.
Oh, they had hella cabbage at the one on 122nd.
Really? I need to go over there. They was like, the whole little section was completely wiped out, but it was the same thing at Safeway. And I was like, what is going on, y'all? Everybody, anyway. But it was so many people, and it took so long, and it was so exhausting. And I still didn't get everything I needed. I had to go to Safeway and do it all over again. Because I needed the rice vinegar. I'm making a bunch of stuff, a bunch of random stuff today that seems like it goes together, but it doesn't. So I'm making gyoza and lumpia and fried rice and a few other things, kimchi, cucumber kimchi. And so there was some stuff that I specifically needed for that meal. And I should have went to the actual ethnic store to get it, but I didn't. Because I was not going into not one more place. And I was like, we just gonna make this work. But it was exhausting. That took hours. And that's why, like pre-COVID, I used to go to the grocery store at like 2 o'clock in the morning to avoid all that type of stuff. And now it's like you don't have that option. And it's sad for me. I hate going to the grocery store. It's too many people. It's too much stuff. And it takes way too long.
Especially on the first of the month. Let's talk about that. Because that's something I don't think about. Like every time I find myself like, why the heck is it so crowded in here? Right. Oh, I have to look at my watch.
Right.
It's the beginning of the month. You know better than to go to the store at the beginning of the month. The last day of the month, cool, do that.
Right.
Because everybody
ain't nobody in there. Everybody getting paid. Gotta pay rent. And it was so many people.
So I went to the one on 122nd. And there's a issue there because I think how the bread is kind of right behind the cash registers, like it only allows for 4 people or something to be in the line, and then it's got to start turning or curving.
It's the same thing on 102nd.
And so, but if you go over by the bread or the bakery area and you come that way, you just got to get around that one line that's going in the last register, right? And then all those middle aisles, they got like 2 people in line or 3. So I went that way. But if you come down the center of the store, that line goes almost all the way back towards the meat department. And it's like nobody knows you could just go around that corner and then, separate into all these other registers that are open. They're all open. And so when I got done grocery shopping, I found myself on that side because I had to get me some ice cream. And so I came in and I was like, okay, cool. There's only 2 people ahead of me, even though I thought I was about to be in these lines forever.
Right.
And the person in front of me took a little longer than normal. I think it was a woman and it was a man, but I think he's probably special needs or something. So he was doing his shop. I could tell by the things that he put on the belt. I was like, oh, okay. He shopped for himself.
Right.
And that let me know where his mind was, because I was like, yep, that's not an adult's basket. That's like somebody who, but he did his own shopping. He was putting his stuff up there. It was like, okay, I get it. So them
Like
taking a little more time. Yeah. Them taking a little more time was like, all right, that's cool. I'll wait in this line, because I personally, when I go to a store, I like to get in the line where the cashier is a person of color. If that is an option. And I don't know why. It's not like we have any more of a conversation than anybody else. But I was like, oh, they got a black cashier over there. I'm going to go get in that line.
I do that too. I don't know why.
Yeah. And so I did that. So waiting a little longer for me was like, whatever. I just want to be in this line. I don't know why. I don't know this man from a can of paint. But he going to ring up my groceries. That's how I felt. So anyways, it was just, I was like, why was it so busy? Because it's the first. The first of the month. Everybody going shopping at 2:00 in the afternoon.
And they said it's going to be a snowstorm.
And it ain't.
Listen, it's supposed to snow. It was supposed to snow last night.
They've been saying, since Thursday, it was going to snow Sunday and Monday. And then it's changed. And it's changed again. And
I don't know what it say today, but it was, but you know what? When we were leaving Winco last night, there was little like floaty type, not by the time I hit the ground, it was going to be, wet anyway, but there was little pieces where it's like, okay, I think that is snow, but it never accumulated to nothing.
Now I say it might snow Tuesday, Wednesday. 60% chance, 75% chance. I believe the percent chance said something like 75 or 80% chance it was going to snow today, but it ain't going to snow.
It'd be wild. I don't know, but I don't know. We'll see. That just added to the whole, people just got paid. People got stamps. People, doing those of us who just need to go do regular grocery shopping. And then the crazy of, they say it's going to snow.
I got to stock up.
And the reason is whenever it snows, our city gets like shut down. You can't go to the grocery store. You can't order food. You can't we're not set up to do the snow. It snows every once in a while here. So we don't have a big program or whatever to come sweep the streets and do that. And we don't believe in salting. Well, they don't believe in salting because it's bad for the ocean or concrete or turtles or somebody. So they don't salt the streets.
Okay.
It's bad for somebody. I don't know. So they don't do it. And we got 3 plows. So they got to figure that out.
Okay, then.
That's how they act. You see how long it take them to plow them streets? We got to only have 3 of them.
For sure. Yeah,
there might be 4. 1 for each corner, north, east, south, and west.
Okay. For everywhere outside of Portland, that's where all the plows is at.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it takes forever. We get stuck. Every time it snows, it'd be the news. All the people stuck on the freeway.
I like
all
watching
these
all the
abandoned
news
cars.
where the people just sliding down the hill, trying to get back. I remember that happened to me one time.
Really?
Yeah. So, this was probably back. See, my son was born in 2003, and so this had to be 2004, early 2004, because he was still in a car seat, and it snowed. He was probably 5 months old or something, and so I had cabin fever. You be stuck in the house, you can't go nowhere. So I gotta go outside. And so I went to the Browns' house. I went to go see my friend's parents, the Browns. And they was like, Kennitha, if you don't stay your butt at home. And I was like, I gotta go outside. And so I drove over there. And they live off of Ainsworth in 17th or 18th. And there's a hill. And I came up the hill. No, actually, I came down the hill and I parked. But I had to get out and walk back up the hill to get to their house. And I didn't realize how icy it was, even though I had a shovel in the back of my car just in case I got stuck somewhere. And I had to use it twice already. I got out the car And I set the car seat down and I started sliding down the hill.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, oh my gosh, wait, no. I'm like trying to find a way. I gotta get down. I'm on my knees and my hands trying to find like
Oh my God.
I gotta climb back up this hill because first of all, my baby is up there.
Right.
And I'm just sliding and I'm like, oh Lord, how can I?
Oh my God.
And I'm trying to figure it out because I'm like, okay, see,
Oh my God.
That's when I realized I probably should have stayed in the house. Mm-hmm.
No, but it get like that. Look, when it snowed, when we were out in Beaverton, and I was like, I wanted to go get Dutch Bros so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends were like, absolutely not. And I was like, I don't understand why y'all are against me like this. Like, I just need to go get a tea. I'll be right back. They were like, no, there's no way to get, and this is like, yeah, it snowed, but it did the whole warm up and free, and then temperatures drop, it rained, it freeze. And so it was slick as shit out there. And I was like, I believe I can make it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like, even if you believe you can make it, you believe everybody else can make it. And I was like, it's right. I was so mad. I was like, I have got to get out the house. I kept going to stand on the porch and that was not working. That wasn't enough out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
Man. And then so it got to be the last place I lived, I was able to, like with the car that I had, I could go to the grocery store, or even a place before that. I had a Tahoe. So I was like in the streets, just, you know what I'm saying? It like it was not snow at all. But that time, because of that ice, I couldn't go anywhere. I'm like, I have to be in a car. That's why I need a car that's like, it's not just a little
drive.
Yes, I need 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, something that can get around in it, because the kids is fine going outside having a snowball fight. I don't want to feel trapped in my house. And that's what snow does for me, outside of it being fucking cold. I hate the cold.
In my neighborhood, you stuck.
Yeah.
There's too many hills where I live. And it snows. You know, we've been out there for I think going on 5 years now.
Mm-hmm.
When it snows, it seems to snow a lot up there. It's kind of like
Y'all are higher up.
Yeah, in the hills a little bit up in Gresham. And it's a lot. Like, I don't think I ever used to get this much snow in Portland.
Yeah.
But it's the area that we live in. And it's right next to the foresty area in Gresham. So, but yeah, when it snows, you stuck. Like when we lived in Southeast, my cousin used to come over. And every year I always try to buy sleds and things just to prepare for the snow. And one year we didn't have any. And they were over and we all stuck at home. So me and my cousin went for a walk. We was like, we're going to go to, I think it was G.I. Joe's at the time, or Dick's Sporting Goods. I think it was G.I. Joe's. And it's like, let's go find some. We can go find some sleds so we can go out with the kids. And me and her, right, went walking in the snow. And we got all these pictures because we was making snow angels. There was this like hill, you know, underneath the overpass, you know, the little part going up to the top of the overpass. We got up there and slid down. We was having so much fun. I can't do that in my neighborhood because there's nothing close enough to walk to.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody coming all the way to my house to get stuck in the snow.
That don't sound like me and my cousin when we was in the snow. We, so this is early me, single, no responsibilities, right? It snowed out of nowhere. Like that was the 2009, 2008, 2009 snow. And what's crazy is my cousin made it to my house in his Cutlass, which was odd. No, you're fine. So him and his friends came to, because it was like, we're gonna be snowed in. We might as well be snowed in with, you know,
together.
people we got. So me and my cousin was like, well, we need to go to the grocery store. My cousin was like, we are not about to slide this this Cutlass, or no, not Cutlass, he had a box Chevy. We're not about to slide this all across. Like, we was on 122nd and Sandy. And so me and my cousin decided, okay, we gonna walk. And this is how you know you don't have the maturity of a person with a parent, or a person that's a parent or has to, well, at least me personally, and I was like, my Air Forces were good enough to walk in the slushy ass snow to Kmart. It was a horrible idea. And then this is why it's like, how am I the adult out here? But And that's all we had though. We didn't have shoes for snow. We both had Air Forces.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked to Kmart at the time and got groceries. We bought, this is back in DVD days. So we bought new DVDs. We bought there was a liquor store next door, so we went to the liquor store first.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to Kmart, and so we got food or whatever. And we were like, we don't know how long we're gonna be snowed in. It's a good thing we did though, because we were also in our early 20s, so there wasn't food in the house like that. Like it'd be like, oh, we want to eat this, we'll go buy that and eat that day.
Mm-hmm.
So we bought a gang of groceries, and her brother was actually sick, my cousin Aunt, and so we got him some medicine, and we took the cart and tried to walk it out, and it was like, no, that's not gonna work. So good thing we decided to bring a couple backpacks and shit just in case, and put our bags in there. Walked back. That took 3 hours and some change.
Okay, then.
We was not in Kmart that long, but that walk was treacherous because like every step you took, you was about to bust your ass. And then once we got back, you know what I'm saying, and warmed up and took showers and, you know, everything, it was good. Like we spent days, like almost a week stuck in the house. But we had enough food, so I love to cook. So I was cooking, and we was watching movies and playing games. It was like, it was a lot of fun. But that walk was, it was treacherous. We did not have fun. We didn't take no pictures. There was no snow angels. It was none of that. It was, you okay?
Oh yeah,
oh my God, you okay?
We had snowball fights and samosa.
No,
I'm gonna find those pictures.
We almost didn't make it.
We had fun. We was just like, you know what? Let's turn it into something fun.
Yeah, once we got to the back to the house, we had all kinds of fun.
And then I think we got there and they didn't have no more sleds. Oh. So it was a whole pointless trip.
Oh my God. Well, but y'all had fun.
We did. Now, yeah, I keep sleds at the house. That's my house.
The cardboard boxes is fun.
Okay, then.
If you don't have that.
If you got some cardboard boxes.
That's what we used to use. We had sleds. We had that kind of money.
I wonder if you put a cardboard box in a garbage bag, how would that work? I'm going to try it.
See if it make it more slick.
Maybe put some baby oil.
Make it slip and slide off the snow.
Right. All right. We coming up to an hour.
We are.
So, yeah, this was, I think, a good reflection. I do feel like I had a great birthday, so thank you.
That's good.
All y'all's effort was great. It was an amazing birthday. I felt so relaxed and happy, and just like I said, it was a very busy day, but it didn't really feel like it. It was just all things that I've wanted to do, and so that was nice.
Yeah. Even
everybody painting. Now people left their canvases at the house, and they're gonna come back and paint some more.
We took ours. Me and my daughter. We paint with you regularly, so we be painting. But
well, I told them they gotta come back and finish it, so they left them. So that's how I'm gonna get people back to my house. You want to come visit? Come paint. You want your painting? You gotta come fix it.
Right.
I promise I won't paint over.
Oh, because she hella did.
Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this and then we'll do our gems. So you know when kids give you stuff.
She did her dirty.
Might not be the best picture. I think I honestly I didn't realize I did this until my husband called me out, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm an asshole. You right." And I don't think I will ever do that again. But my daughter made me this painting, and it was like a heart, but it looked like an actual heart. And I don't know if it was with fingers or whatever. And it just, to me, it wasn't the most appealing picture. And I was going to throw it away. Instead, I decided to paint over it. I added a flower and a butterfly or something. And my husband was like, "You just painted over her painting?" And I was like, "I made it pretty." And he was like,
"So cold.
You an asshole." And I was like,
"You are."
Ooh, you right, because that was a whole painting. That's rude.
She put her work into.
She really
that
didn't.
Picture.
She was too young. She didn't really care. But I gave it back to her. I was like, "Here, now you have a pretty thing to put on the wall." So wrong, I know, and I will never do that. That was a lesson. Don't do that to your children. That's not okay. I know.
She don't know though, do she?
She do know.
Oh, you told her?
She was doing it with me. I mean, I was doing it.
You did it in her face?
We we were painting together.
And you was like, this is trash.
I was like, ooh, I'm going to put something else on here. Can I do this? Can I make a flower? And she was like, yeah, Mom. And I was like, okay. And then, then my husband called me out.
The only people who probably care is us.
Well, I just realized that that's the whole asshole move. It really is.
No, I know. I'm saying, like, at that time, you were cool with it. She was cool with it. And me and she was like, and then now you're like, oh, maybe I was like, you're right. That's so rude. You know, that's and
like,
she's still unaffected.
It's almost like throwing your kids painting. I mean, you know, when they give you a lot of art on paper, you don't have to keep all of them.
They know it gets recycled. I'm not keeping every piece of paper you didn't went like this on.
Well, in my mind, that's what I was doing.
No, that was a masterpiece. And she was like, excuse me, Picasso, this ain't shit.
This ain't it. Let's try better. But she all right.
That's what I'm saying. Like now the three of us are sitting in the,
right.
And she's just like, la-di-da.
Yeah, she ain't care.
She don't care.
Now I just give her whatever she asks me to draw. I'll put that on the canvas and then she'll paint it. And she has a masterpiece.
And she does good.
Yeah.
Her little mushroom guy, yeah. Yeah. And the bear, where she said, this wasn't a bear. I just made it a bear. That's what she told.
She said I didn't draw her a bear.
It wasn't a bear. No, it wasn't a bear on the keychain. Is what she said. She just said it was a bear. She made it a bear.
Okay, then.
But it wasn't a bear.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
And she was like, but it's a bear now.
Okay, because I said so.
Okay, because it was brown. It was a bear now. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay.
Let your kids be kids.
And her explanations and reasoning, I'd be like, okay.
Yep.
All right.
Whatever you say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
our gems for today.
An hour.
Yeah. Our gems for today. I think no matter what is going on in life, I think work-life balance is important. And I think in your younger years, you don't really, I don't know, maybe you don't understand it. I know I didn't focus on that. I never really thought about that until now.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know, even though I've heard it since my 30s. You know, work-life balance is important, but not a lot of people try to teach you how to really achieve a great work-life balance where you still focus on yourself and work and your family and, you know, everybody gets attention. Now, really focusing on that as my kids get older and they don't need as much attention. I mean, they still need a lot of attention, don't get me wrong. But, you know, being in high school, middle school, and the last one in elementary school, they don't need me to do every single thing for them, you know. And so focusing on yourself is important. We all need that. And that's just a reminder to do something that you want to do that doesn't necessarily benefit anybody else. It's okay. It's definitely okay.
Still trying to convince myself that. Yeah. I think mine is going to also go off of something you said about that accountability piece. Like that's going to be my thing. Like I try and do that, you know, in the grand scheme of things, but I don't think I do it on like a micro level. Mm-hmm. Like I do it on the macro, but I don't think I do it on the micro level. Mm-hmm. So, holding yourself accountable down to the last detail. I mean, don't drive yourself crazy and mistakes happen and stuff like that, but just being aware, like one of those things that I hated as a child is when an adult would say that, do as I say, not as I do. Mm-hmm. That used to floor me, like, because in my mind, like, you are teaching me how to live and be. Why would you told me that I just got to do what you say until I become an adult, then I can do what the fuck I want to do, regardless of consequences or how I'm saying something to somebody else. That goes back to the integrity, which is a big thing for me. Which I haven't been like when I've said that to my kids, it's been a complete joke. Like when. Like I was having a really bad PMS situation and it was 11:30 or something like that, and I had a piece of chocolate and Renauda was like, I thought we don't eat candy before noon. No, you don't eat candy before noon. You know, like it'd be like little jokes like that, but like that's always bothered me. But at the same time, that's with the little things too. Like, should I wait it? Yeah, I should have. Because little eyes is like, oh, so sometimes when we're an adult, we don't have to follow the rules. Although I'm in the process of breaking that mindset of following all the rules. But there's something, like if I say this is a thing, my integrity, I hold myself accountable. Right. The integrity is doing that, whether she's watching or not. So That's my gym, that integrity and accountability piece, and putting that together all the way down to the smallest detail without driving myself crazy, because I'm still going to do what I want to do. Which I feel like contradicts everything I just said, but at the same time, it all goes together.
Right. Just as long as you check in with yourself when you make those choices to do something different.
Yeah.
But yeah, be honest.
Yeah. And being like, it's okay. If it's not what is expected of me to do.
Right. But I'm going to get her to show up to the gym eventually at 7 o'clock in the morning on the weekend.
I did last weekend.
She did. She did great.
This weekend.
She been tired.
I have been, because I ain't been sleeping because my daughter been sick. But well, it'll be back next weekend. 7 o'clock at the gym. All
right. Well, thank you for joining us on Talk to Them.
Where every story counts and every voice matters. I almost forgot to say it.
All right. Bye.